my other bigger thing, I think the biggest issue is porn. It's another big problem for couples. Where we're going here, boys, okay? So,
buckle in.
Buckle up. So, the guy behind the camera's like, oh dear God, didn't warn me.
Aaron runs off.
So, you know, well, a lot of porn, people watching porn, mostly men, again, don't want to be stereotypical, but mostly men watching porn, maybe self-pleasuring while watching porn, and then they wonder why their sex life is going down the tubes. We now know that 1 in 10 9-year-old boys are watching porn.
That's madness. That is madness.
That's crazy.
Like,
I don't think it was as bad like that whenever we were that age.
Well, we didn't have that.
I suppose we
well,
didn't
even
have
your
the
generation
phones
didn't have that.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I think we've had this conversation as well. TikTok, for example, you'd be scrolling through TikTok and it'd be like, you know, interesting thing, football, whatever, and then bang, like some form of like, and like I think almost we like train our brains now to be like, right, flick past it or whatever, or that's that, or there's whatever. But like, I think when you actually then show it to the likes of, like, if your mum and dad or whatever seen it, they'd be like, what are you watching that for? That's
well, there was somebody actually on the radio this week, and they were saying that, like, my son, for example, is 15, so he just very recently was able to walk into a 15 movie by him, you know, with his mates. But on his phone, well, he can't obviously because we have his phone locked to 12-year-olds. But on his phone or his mate's phone, they can watch anything they want, but they can't walk into a cinema.
Yeah.
You know, we need, and there is legislation sitting ready to be signed about this.
Such a good way of putting it. I'd never think of it like that. Well,
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See, back in our day, guys had to actually buy the magazines off the top shelves, like, and they were in brown paper bags. You know,
and you weren't going into the local shop to buy them.
You
Has
weren't.
anyone seen you?
Exactly. Told your ma. You know, or well, worse than that, then there's big videos like not DVDs, like VCR videos.
The back room.
Yeah, exactly.
Down to the man cave.
Debbie does Dallas or something. Anyway, sorry to everybody who knows me, who's listening to this. So the point is, it's too available. Like my girls and my girls and our son are 5 years apart. So when our girls went to big school, they had a Nokia, blah blah blah. You know, our son went to school. Well, I can't be going without an iPhone. Like, and he had that in P7. Now kids have iPhones from their P3. Yeah. You know, it seems to be every 5 years it's changing now. So any parents who are listening, get your kids' phones locked down. Lock down your Wi-Fi in your house. Lock down your phone to 12. Because what they tell us is most of these 9-year-olds are finding it by accident and being like, oh, this makes me feel interesting. And what we also know is that 9-year-old, your mind is mush and you're just laying down those neural pathways, blah, blah, blah. And then what they're telling us is that then men cannot actually make love to their person without porn on in the background, and they cannot ejaculate unless they're watching porn because their minds have been programmed to that is the pleasure pathways, and that's how I get there. And that's just really sad.
Yeah.
And ED, you know, erectile dysfunction is on the rise. Mental. So whatever age you are, that's the percentage of men who are struggling with ED. So if you're 30% of men are struggling with erectile dysfunction.
Is that because related to?
I haven't put that quite together yet.
Okay.
If you are struggling with erectile dysfunction, you need to go to your GP because it's the first sign of other sorts of health issues. Don't have any shame about it. Please go to your GP. And remember, if your GP is 30, he could be 30% chance of having erectile dysfunction as well. So just everybody get over themselves. Women have to go and get smears and breast exams done from their no age. You just need to look after yourselves, guys. It has to be done.
What is it every 10 years? It goes up by 10%, isn't it?
So whatever age you are, it's the percentage. So if you're 50, half. If you're 50, that means half of the men are having not every time, but they've experienced it in their life.
Yeah, so it's a lot more common than you actually think.
Yeah. But like a simple, quite common thing would be that a man, well, women, whoever, has self-pleasured in the afternoon. And then their person comes home and says, would you like to have sex tonight? And they're like, oh, sorry, sweetheart. How do we go this afternoon? Can we leave it till tomorrow? That's fine. You know, once, whatever. Yeah. But if that's really starting to affect your sex life, you need to look at that. Maybe you can self-pleasure every morning in life and you can still show up and put the show on the road every night. Grand, work away. But if it's affecting your partner and affecting your sex life, you need to have a wee look at it.
Yeah.